Okay, hello. Hopefully that looks okay. Hello, Peter. This is Impact Play Hockey. You've seen this before. You've seen similar to this before. I'm always making small changes to this game. It feels like constantly all the time. And that's a big reason I think why I'm reluctant to call it finished, why I'm reluctant to say that it's finished. I know I sort of flouted or teased it a month or two back, but at the end of the day, it's just my nature, my personality. I'm always modifying it, tweaking it ever so slightly. The kinds of things that maybe even only I would notice. But this is so this is the game board, and actually the game board. It's and this is what I refer to in the book as well as the game board. So I thought that before I had you, this is proof that I have been working on it. It's as I meant, I haven't actually added to it since that Sunday night, Monday morning that I whenever it was that I sent you that private message. But um, this is what it looks like so far. I'm trying to include graphics and stuff where I can to explain things. Some of it's actually a little easier said than done too. Some of them I had to. I'm not the most savviest person, and so I had to. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They're there. So anyway, this is I guess if I'm counting this, it's 8 pages. That's page 8, and I will work on it a little more. I feel like a game this simple probably shouldn't have a book that's that many pages. So I feel like maybe in that regard already I've gone a little wrong. But again, if you include graphics and stuff and kind of blow things up and try to make everything easy to see and look at, then maybe it's six of one, half dozen of the other. Maybe it's a good balance to have. So again, this is the game board, and I guess before I go further into what's on the game board, by the way, this when I send the book, I will send a PDF containing all of this stuff. So this is another thing. There is the matchup table, which is an actual table because I wanted to color differentiate that from the whistle chart. The reason I have this printed on well, double sided on one page is that honestly this one here, within a short amount of time you should be able to memorize this. Basically, if a player is rated 1 star, because you got to remember this is a simple game to begin with. This is a simple game, and so if a player is rated 1 star on a d6, if they are up against a player that's rated 1 star, it's a 50-50 matchup. Like say, puck battle, if they're each rated 1 star in a battle, then that's a 50-50 matchup. If VSH1, VSH2, so this is visitor 1 star up against a home player 2 stars in that category, then it's going to be basically a 33-66 matchup where 2/3 of the time the better player, the player rated 1 star higher, will win the matchup. And if they're outnumbered 3-1 in terms of stars, then this is a matchup that the 3-star rated player will win about 83% of the time. And then again, I'm probably telling you things that you already have figured out and don't really need to know. So there's the whistle chart. This one is definitely subject to modification with further test play. I found that I was getting major misconduct penalties a little too easily with how it looked before. I've decided to simplify the penalties themselves for this game. So there will be coincidental minors, majors, and misconducts. I'm not going to deal with double minors and some of the messier stuff. Again, because it's a fictional game, fictional teams, and fictional league, I do feel a little more at liberty to simplify things a little bit. But that's the whistle chart for penalties and injuries. Now, you have played Blue Zone hockey, Peter. So when you see this game plus 2d6, you understand, and that's probably an odd thing to be one's favorite game of thing about a game, but that is my favorite thing about Blue Zone hockey. I really like the 2d6 roll injury severity, and so I thought I would borrow that, I guess, or steal that for my own game here. So a game plus 2d6. Shift plus 1d6 works actually similar, only the severity is decided on a d6. So maybe the player will be out for a shift and then roll and see, if it's a 3 or a 4, if you can roll, let's say, equal to or greater than that number. It would have to be equal to or greater than, because if it's a 6, they're effectively gone for the game. So, and yeah, you have shift plus 1d6, period plus 1d6. So it's not like shift plus 1d6, meaning a 6 and that 7 shifts. It's a shift plus 1d6, and if you roll a 6 on that severity roll, it means that you have to roll a 6 to get that player back in the game. So that player, and I really feel like, as simple as that is, I do really feel like that resembles when a player leaves the ice, sometimes you see a player leave the ice and you think, oh, he's gone for the game, and probably longer. And then you see them a few minutes later and then, wait, he's back on the ice again. So I really feel like that randomness, that it reflects that quite well. I feel like you get that in real life with hockey. Anyway, so again, matchup table. The whistle chart, because you only really have to consult this after a whistle, and a whistle comes up most of the time. There's only one exception that I can think of. Will come up when a blue d6 is rolled during play. You use 3 dice to play this game, and I tend to read them in the order of blue, black, red, and I'll get into that. I'll try not to make this too ridiculously long, but I thought, especially working on a book, hopefully anyway, this will help. This will help clarify some things even before I get that book to you. Because I might send this to you first. I don't know. Maybe you'll watch this and then decide that you don't like the game and don't want to help me with it. But hopefully that won't happen. So anyway, the 2 fictitious teams that I'm going to send to you are this team I call the Los Angeles Daggers. For 2 reasons, I want to say 50-50, but really about 90-10. I like punk rock. I don't care. It's a guilty pleasure. I like old school punk rock. This is color coded after the Germs' Circle One album, and the Germs have a song called Richie Dagger's Crime, and so the Los Angeles Daggers. But a secondary reason that I should pretend is more significant than it is that they had the Los Angeles Blades in the Western Hockey League in the 1960s as well. I printed these player cards. It was either 80 or 90%, and also too, the way that I have them set up, you will get a PDF. The back page of the PDF will be, if I peel that back a little bit, that says, I don't want to do it, but that says defense pair card, and then the forward one says forward line card. It's not ideal. I'm using a paper clip and kind of trying to hold them there so that you can still see enough of the information. But I think it works. If it's the best thing I can come up with because I don't have pockets this size. But I printed these 80 or 90%. If I put them on the board here, you can see like the line card lines up fairly well. There should be a little overlap here, but you should still be able to see the number. And of course, when the cards go over top, the position disappears, but you can look here and see the position of the players involved should you need or want to see that. So anyway, it's not, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it closely, I'm like, wait a minute, it doesn't line up as perfectly as I thought. But I guess it's still a game in development for that matter, a game in progress. I might actually stack them by lines and pairs. So anyway, again, this is the Los Angeles Daggers. Oh, and for the board itself, for the game board, did I show you this? So if you're left-handed, you might want to mark minutes with your left hand. So there's both a right and left-handed game board. I don't know of any other hockey game that does that. If I can say so myself, I'm kind of happy that I thought of that. I'm right-handed, so even though it might seem a little strange because seconds are to the right of minutes, I found again with some play testing and some practice, I prefer to slide the pawn over here. And then I can just, this is coded, laminated, so with the dry erase marker here, I can tick the minutes as they go by in the period. I should, for that matter, reach for some pawns. I use at least a couple of them. I recommend the players use some pawns, and I'll show you what for specifically. So I'll use this one to mark minutes. I'll use this one maybe for the action here up on the ice, and I'll use a blue pawn to correspond with the blue die. And as well, if you wanted to, I mean, you don't have to mark, and you don't even have to laminate this. You could take, like, this is a smaller pawn that fits on the clock, the minutes clock there, okay enough if you want to slide it. I'm worried that I'm just going to knock or jar that loose, so I like even if it takes a little longer to take the cap off and put it back on each time, I kind of like having something like that. So a puck, of course, and so again here I'll set it up. I'll put the players on. So these are the Los Angeles Daggers, and the Detroit Cheetahs. The Detroit, and the MCC stands for Motor City Cheetahs because I also have a Washington D.C. based team, and so putting D.C. here for the 3-letter code didn't quite. It just doesn't quite work having 2 DC codes. They are the Motor City Cobras. LAD stands for Los Angeles Daggers, but I had some space left in the player cards and I was designing them. And again, these player cards, I started to say there, they might be a little too small. If you might be able to print them at 100%. I found with a previous version of the game board, for whatever reason, the player cards were too large and they were overlapping. So for that page of the PDF, I started printing them at 80 or 90%. That's another thing too. I won't send you it all together because when I take it to the print shop myself, I like to chop it up and print the board as a separate file. And I don't know, maybe I'll do both. You let me know what you want. So yeah, this is Impact Play Hockey, and honestly, this is my first play test in several weeks. So what you're going to see is really a spontaneous, off the cuff, about as close as I can get to being a new player. But the other thing that I should set up here, let's put the visitor goalie in the visitor goalie's crease, and the home goalie in the home goalie's crease. For the names, if you are curious, I used a couple of different random name generator sites, and I really wanted to have hockey players from like names that sound like they could come from literally anywhere. I am the firm believer in that whole hockey is for everyone thing. So you have some African sounding names, Asian sounding names, European, of course, North American, I think some in there too. It's for everybody. Um, I don't have any women's names, but I'm for doing a women's hockey, like making up some fictitious women's names sometime as well. I'm of the belief hockey is. I'm getting off topic here now. I'm of the belief hockey is for everyone. I do think for scientific, biological reasons that the professional NHL game's probably a lot better suited to males age, 20 through 40 for the most part thereabouts. But anybody can pick up a hockey stick and play hockey. So anyway, so play a game of hockey, Impact Play Hockey. That's the name of my game. Again, for the first several, I'll kind of slow it down because actually the face-offs work a little differently. For the face-offs, and again, you don't have to do them this way. I do like to use this one to match their abilities. So right now in the number 3 slots, we have UC Lottie and Addison Hawk. Hawk is a face-off rating of 1. Lossie's face-off rating is 2. Referring you to the matchup table, I already know that Lottie's won the face-off, but Lottie has won the face-off because home 2 stars versus visitor 1 star, 3, it goes to home. This will work for face-offs, puck battles, rushes, and also chances. The matchup system is very simple in this. It's slightly paradise based, I guess, but I also wanted something that the weaker player can win it a little more often than one can in paradise with just the reversal die. So anyway, the puck's going to Lottie, and so this is really what you're about to see here, I guess, kind of the meat and potatoes of the game. Also, I have to remember, too, I moved possession over to the far left. I'm used to possession being there. I thought power play and penalty kill, where I use them less often, I'll keep them over here. So Detroit has won the face-off and they have possession. I don't move time yet. What I can also do, though, is I can start over here and do like the 0-0. I can see as well that's a little inconvenient. But anyway, it's anatomically, I guess it's not quite perfect. It hasn't been perfected yet. So I'm in the first couple of minutes here and I'm simply going to roll the dice again, where I get a 5. All right, so we're going to get a rush play right away. So we're rolling our way into some good stuff. So in the first 24 seconds here, 5 indicates a rush in possession. And again, Detroit has it. So, but with a rush is a little bit more like a foot race for a puck that's been jarred loose. And so who is in the rush matchup? I look to the 1. The 1, again, corresponding. You have a white 1 here in Skonster surrounded by black. So we're looking at player 1 here, this forward and this defenseman, for the teams respectively. This would be the left wing and right defenseman there, VRD and HLW. And I might want to print these things at 80 or 90%, actually. Come to think of it, that's probably what I need to do. That's where I went wrong. But so for this matchup here, this is a 5. When it's a 5, it will go to the home team more often than not. But just double checking here, rush 2 stars and rush 3 stars. Over to the matchup table you go. The home player with 2 stars up against 3. 5 and 6 are still won by the home. So So what you have here off the rush, so Cote has won the rush battle. You have an automatic chance off a rush, and it's not necessarily for Cote because in hockey the puck changes hands so many times, and that's abstracted here. Maybe there's a mild inside the crease influence in that regard. I'm not sure, but this is already 15 minutes, so shut up and roll. Okay. So for this one here, you only for a chance because again, Cote won the rush battle, so the rush leads to a chance, and you don't elapse time. That's where a rush is different than a battle. You might have to actually go through the book to see what the hell I'm talking about for that. But so this here 3 doesn't really matter. This only matters if it's a 6. That would lead to a play stoppage. That would be LA getting lucky in this case. But it's another black 1 and another white 5, meaning I can't shake and roll all that well. And also this time you're looking, the matchup is not rush, but it's chance. And so Marcel Cote here, his chance offense is 2 stars. Ashok Srivatsa, his chance, I think it's an Indian name, his chance defense there is 3 stars. And so with that white die roll of 5, it does mean that the Detroit Cheetahs here, after the Stooges song Search and Destroy, I'm a street walking cheetah with a high full of napalm. It's, the Motor City Cheetahs. That's where I have a playlist actually up. It's called Fictional Universe of Championship Hockey, and the 6 songs that these teams are based on is up in the playlist. Anyway, so there's a theme to this fictional league, if you care. Get to the game. A bit nervous doing this. But anyway, so Cote, again, has won the chance. And so now what I do this time is I'm going to roll, and I'm not going to advance time. And these dice will take on a bit of a different meaning this time. I take Cote's setup rating. First of all, Cote's setup rating is only a 1. And so I'm going to add 1 to, let's call it the shooter's score rating. I generalized it to score because basically it's an assessment of a player's ability to either shoot the puck, like get a shot and a goal, and or possibly tip it in. That's why it's a generic score rating. Because again, so many goals these days are tipped in or deflected in otherwise. So anyway, Cote, the setup, and he could also be the scoring attempt player. That's possible as well. But this time when I roll, so actually I'm even glad that a 6 came up. So a 6 is a choice of shooter. Most of the time, a black 6 is a loose puck. Here, it's a choice of shooter or scoring attempt player, sorry. So I look here. I don't have anyone. Actually, it's going to go back to Sinclair here at the point because Sinclair here with the 3. So I'm looking at a 1 plus a 3 and the white 6. So this scoring attempt's actually really good here. 1 plus 3 plus 6 adds up to 10. Again, 6, the choice of shooter, Maxim Sinclair. Normally, this would correspond 1 to 5 across this way. This 6 added to, again, Cote's setup rating of 1 and Sinclair's score rating of 3. And for the 4, what I do here, this blue D6, you can maybe see there a little bit, so I'll hold one up close there. So Lavelle's card corresponds to the blue D6 solely on scoring attempts. So I'm looking at the 4, and lo and behold, we have a goal already within 24 seconds. So in Clinton Lavelle, I kind of did that by design. Let's see, Rishi Mohandas. On Rishi Mohandas' card, that would have been a rebound, actually. So let's put Rishi Mohandas in goal for a second because I want to show a rebound. So I'm cheating now. So it was Rishi Mohandas getting the start. Maybe he was wearing Lavelle's jersey by mistake. Mohandas has made the save. However, there is a rebound. So in the rebound, it stays under pressure. And we're just going to roll again. If it's a battle, it's still just a battle under pressure. But if it's a chance, the goaltender loses their ability to stop the follow-up rebound. So that makes it easier to score on them. With this blue roll of a 1, however, it does mean that the battle for the rebound, let's say it's off in the corner or somewhere, it won't be an immediate scoring threat. So what I will do is I will advance time here now. And the battle now is between the players 2 who are matched up in the ice. So it's Ivanov and Inouye. And the battle rating is 2 stars. The battle rating is 3 stars. The white die roll of a 3 means that Inouye has taken the puck away from somebody. He got the puck from somebody on the team anyway. And because they now have the puck, they're no longer under pressure. It goes back to possession. You're going to do your next roll under possession. We're about 48 seconds in. And so right now, right away, actually, I always think of looking at the 5, but truth be told, if you see a black 6, that's a loose puck, which is a shame because in this case it will cancel out a rush. But I do look to the blue first because if it's a blue D6, it's a play stoppage, and these two will mean something different on a play stoppage. I tried to be really economical with dice rolls. But anyway, the 6 just means a straight loose puck. I can take it away from both players, and we're going to roll again. And of course, now we'd be up to a minute 12. So yeah, this 6, it means a loose puck, and it's going to be a battle for possession. Possibly, because it could also be a rush battle off a loose puck. Or even a whistle. So let's see what we get here. So with that 4, now I see the 6, so I know it's automatic. Well, whoops, and that was a black 2. It's a bad habit of mine. So I know it's automatically going to the home team. That's another thing. 4 means it's a battle for the puck. And 2, that will mean actually, so Ivanov here has won the battle. So he has the puck here at a minute 36. And so now he has it, and he has possession. And so with this follow-up here, again, they're under pressure. This is a battle under pressure because, yeah, they established possession. Sorry about that. They established possession, battle under pressure. Again, I keep rolling that dang black too. And with the battle rating, I believe that's going to go back to, Inouye again. So sorry for kind of circular play here. I think because also I'm going really slow. It's just, we're just not getting a whole lot here. So we'll say we're at the 2-minute mark and that we've done a shift. So you can mark 2 minutes. And again, if you're left-handed, you can have it over here, mark it over here. And let's say Inouye has the puck. I'm going to kind of hockey bones this. I'm just going to put this off to the side and put these off to the side as well. We'll change the defense as well. We'll let Inouye here roll one more time. And again, because he took the puck away, they are back under possession. So here we got a 4. I keep rolling that black 2 over and over again. Sorry about that. So we have a 4, a 2, and a 2. 4 just being a straight battle here at 224. Inouye probably has won the battle, but we should double check now. The battle rating of 1 star means that he has it. And since they already have possession, it does mean that LA has pressure now. I think what I might do, and again here, there's a little ambiguity. I know you have your own way of doing your line changes, Peter, your own simplified ways that might not necessarily be what's in a game's rules, but it works for you. And I say right, like the first or second sentence of the book, feel free to play this game however you wish. My book is merely a guide, right? I changed 1 or 2 of the words, but as proof, here it is. This is merely a guide to the game. I could say this is just a guide to the game. You're free to play it. I changed the word prefer to wish when I was editing it earlier today. So anyway, where was I? So they have it under pressure. We'll say Inouye hands it off there to Karjalainen. And I think I've changed everyone out now. So away we go up to 248. I guess I'll try to speed this up a little bit here as I get going. But you see the 6. The 6 is a loose puck, but the 6 is also a play stoppage. So on the play stoppage, these two take on a different meaning here. This 63, we come over to the whistle chart again. You look at the whistle chart when there is a whistle. So there's been a whistle here in this end. And it could be the puck's deflected, knocked up and out of play, or the goaltender froze it or something. But we come over here, and 61 to 65 is a home penalty check. So how I do a penalty is I probably just need the 2 dice actually for this one. The 6... of course, I had to roll a black 6. Oh, 6 is the goalie. I was about to say there's still a little ambiguity, but there isn't. Goalies also have penalty ratings. Now, penalty ratings, I have multiple versions of this game. They should all correlate either with a 2, a 3, or a 4, same as the rebound ratings in Paradise Hockey. So you see that 3? That there 5 exceeds the 3, so there is, in fact, no penalty on this play. I had to do a check, but there is no penalty. Should there have been a penalty, like let's say again this is a 3, a 2, or a 1, the follow-up roll, because his penalty code is a 3B, So I'm going to look here. The 3 measures his frequency of penalty, but then B his severity. So they have a couple of different penalty measurements. Maybe it isn't such a simple game after all. So I'm looking over here at the penalty severity, a couple of coincidental minors there. Mostly minors, of course. 1 misconduct and 1 possible major roll there. And for major, there's a separate follow-up roll to see if you're drawing somebody into some retaliatory, like say a fight. But again, the penalties will be a little simplified for this, because penalties are really the bane of every hockey game, right? Every tabletop hockey game anyway. So, but we had a whistle, we had the check, and there was nothing there. Maybe the Daggers are complaining now a little bit. But it was a home penalty check. So, okay. So we're going to do another face-off. So again, for the face-off here, this is the one that I'm looking at mainly. There's one other thing. I hope I didn't screw up the first face-off, my own demonstration to you. Players have, well here, I'll do the face-off. So face-off rating 2 stars, face-off rating 2 stars. So they are even. So this is simply going to the home team. Who it goes to, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of like inside the crease. The following play, the following battle and or rush or whatever will, and because they won the face-off, they had possession. It goes back to possession. Again, it's an abstract hockey game, as I think any, serviceable hockey game is, most of them anyway, with the exception, I guess, of 4th Street. So just because they won the draw, they don't necessarily get possession right away. We can assume that, actually, it was LA with possession. So, yeah, before the whistle. So, Detroit has possession now. But you can check these here 2 dice. They add up to 4. The players have, and I'm sure Dave Gardner would love this, and I'm being dry and sarcastic about that. The players have a KO, that's a kicked out of face-off rating. It's either 3, 5, or 7. Most everything in this game, the players are categorized 3 ways. I am thinking of, I don't know if this works well, and I don't get, with continued extended play, if I decide there's a need or a desire for it, I might expand or extend this and use D12s and kind of give the players more variety in their rating, because you could really scale it to like a rated 1 to 6 and use D12s and everything like that. Hopefully I haven't lost you. So where was I? Yes, Havlicek here, he's won the draw. I will speed up play here eventually. And so Havlicek has won the draw. And so we are now about 3:12 into it. And I'm looking here at the 5, where again, so they have possession. And yeah, because they have possession. Again, I'm toggling back and forth between a couple of different editions of the game. This is one problem with making so many changes to it. So rather than allow an additional 24 seconds for possession in the rush battle, I'm going to actually, it wouldn't really matter either way, because in a rush you don't advance time, but I'm going to advance this to a chance. And the chance battle will come down to player 4, which will be won by Gwyn. I know right away I can stop looking. So the chance the chance battle is won by Gwyn. I'm going to look at Gwyn's +3 setup rating, and then I'm going to roll again. So I roll again. Player 1 I look at his score rating. So we've got a 3 + 3 + 4. So again, it adds up to 10. I'm going to look at one of Mohandas' card. And you don't advance time when they're going to score a goal. So if you look at 1, it stops at 9. That means that Detroit has actually scored here. So we're about 3:12 into it. We've had a couple chances, shots on goal. And I'm just going to keep playing. For the assist, I don't have that in the book yet either. So for the assist, logically, I'm looking at Lecheslaw got the goal. Gwyn would get the primary assist. If you want to roll for a secondary assist, you can just take these 2. And so I got a 5 and a 5. I can look to player 5. The setup rating being 2. The way that it works for the assist, if it's a white 1 or 2, a setup rating of 1 gets an assist. If it's a white 1, 2, 3, or 4, a setup rating of 2 would be awarded an assist. And if it's 5 or 6, then no. Same thing, 3, 4, 5, or 6 for a setup rating of 1, it's no assist. If it's a setup rating of 3, you really don't even have to look at this or even drop it. It's automatically an assist for a setup rating of 3. So, but yeah, they're the setup rating of 2. So, I mean, you have to roll it because you don't know necessarily that a 3 setup rating will come up. Clear as mud. So, anyway, we'll get a face off here. We'll just leave on who we have on. And we get a face off. And, okay. So from the face-off this time, we're going to look for 4. It does mean, again, face-off rating of 2, face-off rating of 2. It's going to be Havlicek here with the puck. And Detroit has possession. Let's see if they can usher it into pressure here. So about 3:36 into it now, where we're going to look at the 1. That's going to be a battle. And either they have pressure or they have possession. So we look to the 5 here. And the 2, it's looking likely, whoops, the magnet there. Maybe the magnet's not the best thing to use for a puck with paper clips holding the cards on there. But anyway, so the 5 and the battle rating of 2, and then the battle rating of 2. So that means actually that Kruger has the puck. So now it's LA that has possession here at 3:36. Okay, and here, so now they are looking to, they could actually have a chance here at the 4-minute mark. So we're looking at player 3 here, the chance rating of 3, and the chance defense of 2. But actually the 3 automatically, because that's another trick too. If it's a 3, if it's a white 3 or lower, so automatically won the chance battle here at 4 minutes. And so this is a pretty fast-paced game after all, or it can be anyway, like end-to-end action-wise. So the chance here, so they're just going to roll again. Maybe LA is going to tie the game here 4 minutes into it. They've got the choice of shooter. Voros setup rating is a 1. I'm just going to look to the best scorer here. So Kruger is a 3. So 1 plus 3 plus 1 is 5. I look at 2 on Lance Stafford's card. And what comes up there for blue 2 is control. So control means, again, the team. You can just think of it much like inside the crease as the team, the Detroit team now has the puck. Stafford was able to save it, and a teammate took the rebound. And so Detroit now has possession, and they're going to roll. But we're at 4 minutes. So I think what I'll do, I'll say conveniently that maybe some other players came onto the ice here to, we'll get the top defense pairing back on there. And some other players came onto the ice there to take the puck out and into the neutral zone, we'll say. So up to 4:24 here now, and we can cross this off 4 minutes. I'll try some faster play here now. Okay, we're actually going to have a play stoppage here, 4:24 in because of this. And lo and behold, with that 65, it does mean again that we have to check for, do a home penalty check. We almost had to do a home injury check. So for the home penalty check, there is 65. Again, I'm just going to roll these 2 dice. So I've got a 5 and a 4. And lo and behold, we have our first, I say lo and behold too much now, it's a nervous habit. We have our first penalty of the game. It's going to go to Maxim Sinclair because his penalty rating is a 4, and that came up 4. So something happened in that 24 seconds or so leading up to that play stoppage that, the penalty was the result. So I can take the same 2d6. Really, it doesn't matter so much here, any 2d6. I come over to this here chart, and I've rolled a 5. And so a 5 is going to be a straight 2-minute minor to Maxim Sinclair. So now we're going to get to see some odd man play. I'm not going to put Sinclair in the box, though. I'm going to take Sinclair off the ice. I'll put the other 2 defensemen on the ice. I realize that realistically they've not been off for long enough, but whatever for here, for the sake of the time being. And so we'll leave on who we have on here for the power play, we'll say. But the big difference here is this number 3 position. You can consider this vacant. So I might even put a pawn here on this to show that it's canceled out. And so what's going to happen, how that's going, one way anyway, that will benefit the power play team is, should a black 3 be rolled? And when it's, if it's 5-on-3, or if they only have 3 skaters in the ice, then a 1 or a 2 will lead to an automatic chance. But in the case of the visitor, the right wing and left wing positions will be vacant. There's some hockey bones influence. It will be the 4 and 5 that will be vacant for the visitor. And so this 3 here is vacant. So now with the play, they can get an automatic chance on a 3. So and also the chances in a power play are more likely than they are simply under pressure at even strength. So anyway, let's give this a go here. 4 1/4 in, 4 4/10, 4/10, yes. And for this one here, again, I looked at these two. That's an 8, so there will be no kick out on the face-off. And I'm just going to assume that this guy will take the face-off. Isaiah Dyson, actually, face-off rating of 3 stars. So the shorthanded Isaiah Dyson does win it. I'm going to put this for penalty kill here for the roll for the first 24 seconds. Try to remember the penalty was at about 4:24. And there is a way you can do exact time. I'll show that too. But up to actually, I'm going to show that first. So if you want to know what time, you can do it with 3d6. It might sound a little complicated, but again, like anything, it's a matter of getting used to it. Use this either for the first set of 12 or the second set of 12 seconds. It's high, so I'm going to say the second set of 12 seconds. Then use this one, now that you know it's the second set of 12, use this one for either the first set of 6 or the second set of 6. Again, it's high, it's the second set of 6. So we know at this point it's going to be basically 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, or 24. And then you look at this one and it's 23. So if I wanted to for that exact penalty, I could have set it 4 minutes and 23 seconds into it, but I'm beyond that now. The 4-5-5, I think, is the roll that came up for Dyson. What's a 4? A 4, you ice it. You advance 24 seconds. They've iced the puck. And now with an icing, it's automatically going to go to the power play. Again, who has it? It doesn't really matter. That's going to be determined by the team on the next roll. So, I do have a rule with the battle. If the visitor wins it with a white 1, if they win a battle with a white 1, or the home wins a battle with a white 6, you can press for a shorthanded chance. That's one exception. That's the only time. That's something did I just come up with that the other day? No, I had that for a while. I came up with something for the rebound just the other day. Again, this game's constantly evolving. Anyway, so here, again, the team has the puck. However, with the 6, that does mean here that, again, they were forced a play stoppage. And, of course, this time I used the black for the 10s and the white for the 1s for this. 26 doesn't fall under any of the checks. The checks go 11-16 and 61-66, which is, call it slightly Blue Zone inspired, slightly whatever. So anyway, there's going to be a face-off here. So off the draw, I believe Dyson has won it again, actually. 11, he's not going to be kicked out for that. Dyson's kick out is a 5. Either 3, 5, or 7, right? If these two dice, the 2d6s add up to that. So again, Detroit has possession, and they're going to roll it here up to the 36. They're doing decent. However, they're going to have to try to battle their way out. We look to player 5, and we look here, Croft battle rating of 2, Kirby battle rating of 1. So with that 3, Croft has in fact won the battle. So now they're just kind of killing time. Let's see what happens here. Not a great power play for LA. And that play stoppage also will buy them some time. So 24 seconds to go here. And the 45, so there is no check. And the play stoppage, I know you could argue maybe delayed penalty. But again, when it's 24-second segments, you don't know what happens in the interim. Hockey can get quite pinball-y at times. And so it's going to be another face-off here. We're off the draw. Now I got to watch for the kick out here because that does add up to 5. And 3, so Dyson would win it against the 2, but he is kicked out. So I guess we've had our first kick out. We'll let Knoxville take the draw. Here we'll do a follow-up between Knoxville and Vladak for... okay, so 2, so Knoxville with the face-off rating 1. Yeah, Vladak has won the draw here. So the Daggers here toward the end of their power play, they have the puck. And, yeah, just 24 seconds to go here for them. where they have rolled their way into a chance here in the power play, though. And 5, that's forward Caden Kirby with the chance offense rating of 2. Chance defense rating, however, of 2. That's even. Even, it's a 50-50 matchup, so the 4, the chance has been defended by Croft. This is the end of the power play, so we're going to give them possession. And because going forward, they will have possession, so I will give them possession. And we're just going to keep rolling. And I realize now I've had these guys on for too long, but I'll just keep going. So another 5, of course. And here at 48, we have a rush battle. We look to player 4, the rush rating 1 star, the rush rating 3 stars. However, the white die is a 1. So here's a rare instant where Kovac just had the right footpath, the right path. Kovac actually has the puck, has a rush. So there's going to be a chance here at the 48. We're actually up to 648, sorry. So here at 648 thereabouts, they're going to have a chance. And let's roll to see if they've actually won the chance. So that's a 5, that's a 1, and that's a 6. So I know right away that it's been defended. But how I know, again, I'm coming over here and I'm looking at player 1. And I don't advance time on a chance off a rush. So player 1, again, the chance offense rating of 3. And the chance defense rating of 2, but that roll is 6. It's not going to matter there, the -1. Him being rated 1 lower, I mean. So they simply have the puck and they have possession. So here we are at 7-12 with the 4-2-4. And so 4 is going to be a battle. Player 2 we look to, the battle rating 1 star, the battle rating 3 stars. Inouye has the puck. So we're going to stay in possession because they just took the puck away. And again, he doesn't necessarily have, he won the battle, therefore his team has the puck. For convenience sake, I'll leave the puck on his player card for the time being. Okay, and we got a play stoppage here at 36, where we also have the 61. The 61 meaning we're going to do another home penalty check. Detroit might be penalized here again. So we're looking at player 1 and the penalty rating of 4. Knoxville's penalty rating there of 3. So we got away with one there again. So we're just going to have a face-off here, 7:36. Roundtree or Dyson or whoever's out of the box. It was Gwynn, actually, that went to the box. So anyway, off this draw, again, that adds up to a 5, so I have to be careful here. The 4. Roundtree's kickout rating is a 3, though, and the face-off rating a 2 and 2. So Roundtree will say he has the puck. Or if you really want to, again, it doesn't really matter either way. You could just look to the black there if there's no kickout, and you could say that Knoxville has the puck for narrative's sake, but again, it doesn't really matter. So here, 8 minutes into it, I'll tick to the 8-minute here now, where I'm going to look here at the 4, the battle, and the 3-2 here. So 4-3-2. Battle's 3 stars. Battle 3 stars. Vladik takes it away. We still have possession. And I feel like putting different guys on here. So let's put a different defense out there for LA. And we'll put a different forward unit there for Detroit. And a different defense unit for Detroit as well. Different defense pair. And we'll do one more roll here to the 824 Los Angeles here. So again, they have possession. So now they're rolling under pressure. Or they might be rolling under pressure. Let's see. We've got probably they are, though, because we got the 2, battle, 1. So we're looking here, Nate Edward from Los Angeles. And the 2 is battle ratings 1 star and 3 stars. So guess what? Actually, this goes back to possession here. It's been won by Yannick Lecheslaw. So who was it that lingered a little long there? That was Vladik. So that's good for the narrative anyway. He had to get off the ice. Though technically Edward. Anyway, we'll say that it was Vladik's fault somehow, one way or another. And so up to the 48 we go here against 1-0 hockey game. So we did get that goal early on and had a couple of shots there, a couple of chances. Another thing I didn't mention, Peter, is that under pressure, if the same team that got pressure wins a puck battle, it's considered, and this is in the book, in the instructions, it's considered for stats keeping purposes, if you want to keep shot stats. You can't get too detailed with this game. It is simple enough, but one thing that you can do if you want decent team shot output, you can call a battle 1 a shot on goal and a routine save for the opposition netminder, and then you should get fairly realistic looking shots totals for the period. But anyway, before I get way too distracted here, Lecheslaw, we're up to 48 now. We got the 4. They took it away, so... Right, so they already had possession. So It's either pressure and a chance for them or possession. Which is it? Well, we looked at the 5 here, the 5. And so the battle 2 stars, but that is a 6. So the 4 and the 6 does mean that they've won themselves a chance here 24 seconds later. Okay. And so from that chance, we've got a setup rating of 1, right? Because he won that. And then we look to player 2 with the score rating of 1 as well. So that's a 5. 4 on Mohandas' card. Again, that's going to be possession for the other team. So the Daggers have the puck here again. And was I already at 48? Maybe I was supposed to be here. Uh-oh. So we're at 9-12 now if we weren't there before. And we look here to because, again, they have possession. So it's going to be a battle either way. So 1, and then we're looking at player 3 and the 1. So that means that they've won a battle. So again, routine save for Lance Stafford. Up to the 36 we go now, where we get a stoppage, and that 25 tells us we don't need to check anything. So we're here at 9:36. Okay. So off the face-off. And again, because I use this one for matchups, you don't really have to, but I like to. So the 7, let's see here, face-off, kick-out rating, no. The 6, it's going to be won by Havlicek. And we're up to 10 minutes. Where, let's see here. So, sorry, and they have possession, that's right. So they're looking for pressure. Right, if it's won by the opposition, they keep possession. If it's won by home, it's advanced and counted as pressure. So here, prior to the 10-minute mark, the 2 and player 4. So battle here, player 4. I guess I'm getting a little tired. And that does mean with the 1, automatically take it away. So possession here, 10 minutes into it.